we can get going. Hey, Ryan. So, Ryan, tonight, if you have a loop band, like one of these ones that's looped and connected, grab one of those. If not, it's okay. And then dumbbells. Those are the two things we need for tonight, and we're good to go. All right, guys, let's get going with warm-ups. If you're ready, you can start with your 30 jumping jacks. All right, 30 jacks. Coming up to standing, let's go into our stretches, looking over our right shoulder. Back to your center, looking over your left. Back to center, tilting your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And switch other side, left ear, left shoulder. And back to center, let's do our head rolls, drop the chin to the chest, around to the right. 3 full circles to the right. Looking out all the cracks, kinks. And then just reverse direction, 3 runs to the left. Nice inhale, exhale. Make your way back to center, and we'll start working down to those shoulders. Shoulders come up, around, and forward. And start adding those elbows when you're ready, incorporating the shoulder blades. And then full arm circles forward. Let them swing. 2 more. And reverse, shoulders back. Incorporating the elbows and the shoulder blades. And then big arm circles up, around, and back. All right, and arms come out. Let's just let them swing around in front. Alternating the arm on top. Nice and easy. All right, shaking out those arms. Let's move down to our hips, feet underneath your hips. Knees unlock, hand to your hip bone, send your tailbone back. Move into our hinges. Ooh, feeling that stretch in the back of your legs. Flat back. Let's do 2 more. And then taking our feet nice and wide, toes out to the side. Legs stay straight. Let's pop our right hip up and out to the side. Feeling that stretch on the left inner thigh. One more breath. And switch, opposite side. Left hip up, out to the side, trying to keep the legs straight so you really feel it in the inner part of your thigh. And then coming back to center, walk those feet in just a couple inches if you need to, because we're going to go into our hip circles. So to the left, front, right, and back. Let's do 3 hip circles each direction. Hitting all 4 corners. And then we reverse opposite direction for 3. Same thing, try to keep the legs as straight as you can. And then making your way back to center. Bring those feet right back in underneath those hips. Unlock those knees again. Hands are going to come to the kneecaps. Let's drop those kneecaps down and around. Feet are planted flat on the ground, just moving through those ankles and knees. And then reverse that direction. Let's do one more round. And then slowly roll it on up. We're going to turn to the side, going into our hip ankle stretch. So staggered stance, back leg straight, front knee is going to bend and extend. Press that back heel in until you feel that into your back calf. If you're not feeling it in the calf, you might need to move that leg back a little further. As long as that leg is straight, you should feel that kind of stretch happen back there. Stretch happening in the front ankle. Let's do 2 or 3 more on this side, and then we'll switch. And when you're ready, just switching directions, opposite leg forward, opposite leg back. Straighten out that back leg, press that heel in, straighten out your feet so everything's facing same direction. Bend and extend with that front leg. Alrighty, let's make our way back to center. And we'll just end with our ankle stretches to right foot first. Let's point and flex. With that foot. And then circles around right. And circles around left. Shaking out that foot, let's just switch. Left foot, point and flex. And circle. And then reverse that circle going the opposite direction. All right, shaking out both legs. Now shake with the arms if you need to. Grab a sip of water. Okay, so this class is kind of split as far as equipment goes. The first half, we're just going to be working with dumbbells. So no need to worry about your band. The second half, we're going to be working with the loop band or the mini band. This kind, the small kind that's connected. If you don't have one, or if for whatever reason yours isn't the right strength or whatever that you're needing, I'll give an alternative movement once we get to that. But to start off, you're just going to need your dumbbells. First superset we're going to work with just standard deadlifts today. We were doing some variations on some stuff last week. Today we're going to keep it a little bit more standard with the deadlift. So feet are going to be close to each other, hip width distance, heels, toes face forward. We're going to keep the weights in the front side of the body today. Knees unlocked, but otherwise your legs are going to stay nice and straight. So before you get started with them, go ahead and roll your shoulders back. That way your upper back position is where it needs to be, keeping that core nice and tight. Send those hips back as far as they can go, going as far forward as you can without compromising your back. And reverse, we come up to standing, feeling that like a rubber band pull on the back of your legs and your hamstrings and glutes. So we're going to go for a set of 12. When you're ready, grab your weight, hinging back. Standard Romanian deadlift or straight leg deadlift tonight. Starting with the back of the leg. Remember, keep your weights nice and close to your body. Kind of brushing your legs as you go down. Well, total. Once you reach your 12, we'll give you guys a second to catch up there. You can keep your weights in your hands because we're going to be moving into a single-sided bicep curl. So tonight we're going to be doing bicep curls one side at a time, but your other side, instead of just staying down by your side, we're going to do an isometric hold. You're actually going to take your non-working hand and you're going to bring your arm to a 90-degree angle here, palm up, and you're just going to hold. So they're going to get kind of some isometric bicep movement on one side while the other side is going to be doing a full curl. We're going to do 12, starting with our right, and then we'll switch. We'll hold on our right and we'll curl with our left. So let's bring our left arm up. We've got it at 90 degrees, flexing at the elbow, knees are unlocked. And we're gonna go for 12 curls with our right arm, holding that left side. Breathe. Twelve total. Give yourself a moment. You can relax both arms down for a second, relax the biceps. And then when you're ready, let's bring that right arm up at that 90-degree angle, holding, flexing. And then we're gonna go 12 with our left. Ooh, 12 total. By 12, on that second side, both arms should kind of be on fire. So make sure you set your weights down. Shake up those arms. You do a couple kind of circular motions again, you can. First set, we're just kind of warming and waking everything up. So those deadlifts, you should really be feeling your hamstrings and your glutes start firing up. Obviously with our bicep curls, we're getting those arms nice and involved. All right, deadlift second time through. These Romanian style straight leg. Even though they're straight leg deadlifts, remember your knees are never locked out. So straight as your legs can get without locking the knees. Roll those shoulder back, upper back position in place. And then when you're ready, you're hinging at those hips, reaching as far down as you can, keeping that flat back, second set through. Squeeze on top. Twelve total. Once you reach your 12, you can give your feet a little bit more space if you need to for those bicep curls. We're gonna bring that left arm into that flex position, and we're gonna start to curl with our right first. Right arm for 12. Release down. Let those biceps relax for just a second. They were both working. Catch your breath. Get that right arm flex. Now when you're ready, 12 with that left. That right arm should be on fire right now. The left arm's on fire by the time it's done as well. Once you get both sides, you can set your arms down, relax. It's almost like you feel the burn more on the side that's holding, that you almost forget that the other side is doing work. A little deceiving. But I'm feeling it on both. All right, good shakeout. We're going to be going through our last time around with these deadlifts, with these bicep curls. When you're ready, let's start get ready for those deadlifts to weights. Working on those hamstrings, those glutes, that low back. Remember, keep your eyes forward so that you're not hunching through your neck. Roll those shoulders back, just unlock those knees. Keep those weights as close to your body as you can, brushing your legs on the way down. Last set of 12. All right, 12 total. Shake up those shoulders a little bit, get ready. You got one last set of these bicep curls. Whenever you're ready, get that left arm flexed, 12 with your right. Breathe through it, shoulders down. Well, and then release both arms for a moment. Get those shoulders back down away from your ears. And then we bring that right arm up flex, left arm goes, last set of 12. Ooh, 12. Don't let that arm fall before you hit 12. All right. Put those weights on again. Shake up those arms. Biceps are nice and fired up now. Back of the legs are fired up. Okay. So we're moving on. We're still using our weights. We're moving on to squats from deadlifts. So we're going to focus a little bit more on our quads. We're going to focus a little bit more on our hips tonight too, because we're going to do sumo style squats. So sumo, remember, just refers to your leg position. So you're a little wider than you would for a regular squat, and then your toes are angled 45 degrees out to the side. So whatever wide means for you, just to show the difference, this is probably my normal squat stance, and this is my sumo squat stance. So sumo wrestler, just to take it out a couple inches. When you bend your knees in a sumo squat, you're probably gonna feel a little bit more angled outward than you would with your normal squat. And your stance is just going to be wider. So the whole thing is just going to be wider at the end. So make sure the knees go the direction of your toes. So if you're finding it really hard, like your knees won't turn out, like from your hips, you aren't able to turn out, then do the modification to bring your toes in. You always want your knees and toes going the same way. So what you don't want is to kind of like cave and have like your knee come in and your toe go outward. So just be mindful of that on this first set. Are my knees and my toes going to be going the same direction? With your weights, you're going to hold them just right in the middle. So you can hold either one heavy weight if you've got like a big heavy weight you prefer to hold, or two weights, and you're just going to hold them through the center. Knees go out to the side. You're going to drop it down as low as you can go. Look at those knees. Are they going the direction of your toes? And then you're going to squeeze, come stand up all the way. So you're feeling some of the quads, but because we're a sumo, you're going to feel it a little bit more in the outer hips too. All right, so weights are in the center, feet are wide, toes are out to the side, roll those shoulders back. When you're ready, drop it down as low as you can go, pop up for 12. Take a look at those knees and toes. Working, getting that butt down low. 12 total. Once you reach your 12, you can kind of bring your feet back in to a little bit of a normal stance. We're going to be pairing that with bent over reverse plies. So bent over, your feet come back to kind of like your deadlift stance, right underneath your hips, knees unlocked, lean forward, flat back. Weights are going to start out in front with a reverse plie. Arms come angled out to the side like this, okay? So this is your end position. This is your start position. Remember to unlock your elbow. So it's not bent. You're not doing a row, but it's unlocked. It's not like a stiff man here. So unlock your elbows as you bring those arms out to the side. Same thing, we're going to go for a round of 12. Knees unlocked. We're hinged forward. Starting here. Light with your elbows out to the side. Feeling this in the upper back in between your shoulders. Strong core. 12 total. Once you reach your 12, you can put your weights down. Take a mini break here. Sumo stance is always a really good stance too. If you're ever having low back issues or your back is acting up, for both deadlifts, I know we've done deadlift sumo and sumo style squats. They're a little bit easier on your back. Just the opening of your hips is a little bit easier on your back. So if you're ever having a bad day with your back, but you're doing a workout and it requires squats, you can always make them sumo style. You might find them a little bit easier to manage. Or if you ever find yourself pregnant like me, that's another time where they feel a little bit nicer. All right, round two. So we're nice and wide, heels toes out to the side, looking at our knee positioning, make sure it's going the same direction as our toes, weights in the middle, sitting down as low as we can go. Second set of 12. Total. Once you reach that 12, bring those feet back in, bring them underneath your hips, unlock those knees. We're gonna get into that bent over reverse fly position, strong upper back, strong core, slightly unlocking those elbows as those arms come out to the side. And then you can set those weights down, relax, come back up to standing. Nice work. 2 times through. 1 more time to go. Sometimes sumo stance too, you'll find that you can use heavier weights. So if you have the option in your home or wherever you're working out to use heavier weights, usually it'll feel a little bit more comfortable than like the day we were doing our like front squat holds. You might not be able to hold as heavy of resistance. Another reason why variations are good, it lets us play around with our different types of strength too, different positions are just anatomically a little easier for the body. All right, last time, super wide, knees are tracking over the toes, weights are in the middle, shoulders are back, hips are going down low. 12. Once you reach those 12, give yourself a moment, reset those feet, get them back underneath your hips, unlock those knees, find that nice strong bent over position, roll your shoulders back, unlock the elbows. Last 12 reverse plies. Shoulders down. Total. Once you reach your 12, on those reverse plies, you can set your weights off to your side. Take a mini break here, and then we're going to transition into using that mini band or that looped band, if you have one. Or if you have one that you can make out of your TheraBand, which is also fine. So the first one we're going to do tonight, the first movement, we're going to do Minivan Marches. We did this exercise a while ago. We did it seated. Tonight we're going to do it standing. So when you do the standing, it might require a little bit more balance because you're going to be spending time on one foot. So if you need to position yourself like by a wall or use a chair or something for balance support, you can. We're going to be putting it under one foot, and then we're going to make that figure 8 with the band, and then put it under the other foot. Okay, so it's going to look like this. It's going to go under one foot. I'm going to just cross that band, make a figure 8, and then I'm going to get it under my other foot. Because it's under my shoe, I don't really care if my band is rolling, because it's not going to be like rubbing against my legs. So don't worry so much if your band is rolling like that. I'm going to show you the exercise with the band. You're going to have plenty of time, because then I'm also going to show you, if you don't have a band, what you can do in its place. So the marches. So we're going to be starting, let's lift with our right leg first. So I've got to shift my weight kind of over to my left side so that my right leg is free. I'm going to be lifting with a flexed foot. My right foot is flexed. I'm lifting my knee up, out from my hip, squeeze, and then I'm lowering back down. So you can do a little bit of a slight weight shift when you come down, okay? You don't have to stay completely like balanced on one side the whole time, but you're gonna have to transfer back up to lift. And it's also, flexing your foot will make it a whole lot easier. If your foot is just like loose, or if it's pointed, it's gonna be a lot harder. So when you pick up your foot, think about flexing the foot, toes to the sky, you're gonna lift, you're gonna bring the foot down. Okay, we're gonna end up doing 12 on each side. If you do not have a band, what I want you to work on is standing leg extension. So you can find, this one you might need a little bit more balance for. So be in a single leg stance, you're gonna start with that knee up at your hip height, foot flex, and you're gonna extend straight out, keeping the knee lifted, bring the leg back. Extend out, squeeze, lift back. So kind of like side view here. You're trying to keep the knee where it is, extending out, squeeze, coming back. So a little bit of balance work with that. Okay, but if you have the band, hopefully you guys have been working on getting in the right position while I've been talking. We're in that figure 8 position. And we're gonna do 12 right, 12 left. Whenever you're ready, we'll start lifting, flexing that right foot, lifting from the knee, up for 12, trying to get that knee up to the hip height, if you can. It might depend how strong your band is too. Using that hip flexor. Once you reach 12, give yourself a moment. You're gonna kind of shift over more to your right, and then we're gonna do the same thing on your left. Drive up with the knee, flex that foot. You might find you have better balance one side versus the other. That's pretty normal. $12 on each side. Once you get your 12 in your 12, you're gonna take your band out from underneath both feet. Hopefully we made it through without falling over. And we're gonna pair that with tricep extension or tricep kickbacks with our band. So with the loop band, you're just gonna grab onto the band. I'm grabbing it with my left arm. I'm gonna cross it over my right shoulder, okay? From here, I'm gonna grab on with my right hand. And this is gonna be my starting position. My elbow is up behind my rib cage. I'm here, and I'm gonna press back, extend. So I'm gonna hit my triceps, and then I'm gonna come back, okay? We're gonna end up doing 12 on each side. So this other hand is your anchor. It's just holding in the place. It's kind of holding right at, you know, where that shoulder bone is up top. If you don't have a band, you can just do this with a weight. Just grab a weight and just get your elbow up and do just kind of a standard kickback, okay? But if you have the band, cross it over the shoulder as your anchor, grab on with the other hand, and we're gonna do 12 right, and then we're gonna do 12 on our left. Keeping that elbow up, feeling that in the back of your arm. Once you reach 12, you're switching sides. So opposite arm, opposite shoulder, pressing back. Excuse me. Keeping that elbow up. 12 and 12. Once you reach 12, both sides, take a little break. The first time through, if you were following all around for those marches, you can do them seated. I know we did that a couple weeks ago. So it's the same position, you'd be seated and you just lift your knee up as high as you can from a seated position. So if you're finding like tonight is not your night for balance and holding on to a wall is not helpful, you could just sit and do this as well. All right, so if you want to go ahead and start getting ready for round 2, remember, loop it under one foot, make that kind of X, twist that band and get it under the second foot. Make sure it's secure too. I didn't mention that the first time around, but make sure, you know, it's not going to come slipping out in the midst of you doing your marching. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to shift over to the left, flexing our right foot. We're lifting with our right knee first for 12. Bring that band with us. Feel that in our hip flexor, and that quad. 12 total. Give yourself a moment. Switch over, opposite side. Same thing. Flex that left foot now. Drive that left knee up. Don't let your knees collapse towards each other either. Think straight, drive up. $12 each side. Once you get 12 each side, taking that band out from under your feet, you can go ahead and get right in position for these tricep press backs. So I'm grabbing it with my left hand. I'm crossing it over right shoulder. I've got my right elbow up behind me, and then I'm pressing back, extending, getting the back of my right arm first. And then you're just going to switch. Right hand comes to left shoulder. Left elbow is up. Left hand has the band, extending it back behind. Total. And then you can relax. Actually, I might even upgrade my band for the last one. If you have as many bands on your wall as I do, you shouldn't hold back if it's not feeling challenging. These are definitely coming with me when I'm in that transit moving time frame. I'm going to pack a little bag of like one of all my different types of bands that I use. That way I can still do my little band workouts. The dumbbells and kettlebells are being shipped. Those are definitely not getting packed in my suitcases, but bands I'll take. Those are light. Alrighty, last time through with these marches, getting the band positioned underneath your feet, getting yourself set. Remember, if you need to hold on to something, go for it. Flex that right foot, get it ready. And then we lift, drive that knee up. Oh yeah, that feels different. And try to get that knee in line with that hip if you can. When you're ready, switch sides. Same thing on your left. Drive that knee up, flex that foot. Well, each side, coming off that band, getting it off the floor. Left hand to right shoulder. Right elbow up. Hands got it with the right hand has the band extending back behind. Last time, 12 on our right, 12 on our left. One side, go ahead and switch right hand to left shoulder, elbows up. Make sure the elbow stays up above the rib cage, doesn't fall down, so that you're hitting that tricep. Well, total. Once you reach 12 each side, you can sit your band down off the side for a moment. We'll take a mini break here. Getting into a relaxed superset. This one's going to be also with the band. So first exercise, we're going to do minivan front raises. They're going to be a little bit different. Actually, I'm going to show the dumbbell version first. It'll be easier. So if you've got dumbbells instead of, you can do this two ways, your choice. You can either do a neutral grip front raise where the thumbs are forward and you're going to come a little higher than your shoulders and down, or you can bring your palms back in towards you and lift about shoulder height, come down. Either way is an acceptable modification for what we're going to do with the band. With the band, the loop band, what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around your hands, okay? But I've got my thumbs free. So my fingers are in, my thumbs are free. I'm going to actively be pushing out to the side. I'm starting down low by my hips. I'm going to raise my arms as high up as I can before arching my back. Okay, so that's too far if I started arching my back. So I need to come forward to the point where I don't feel that like strain happen in my back. That's as high up as you're gonna go. And then you're gonna keep pressure on the outside as you come back down. Okay, so you're kind of actively pushing out to the side, going as far as you can. Squeeze your glutes so that you notice when you're getting to that point where you feel like my back would arch and pause right before that. We're gonna go for 12. So actually pushing out the side, arms start down by our legs. We're coming up as high as we can without arching the back, and we're coming back down. First set of 12. Thumbs up. Press and lift. Total. You should feel that in your shoulders, and then you should feel it also kind of running down the sides of your arms as well from that active pushing out to the side. Our second exercise, what we're pairing that with today, is going to be banded monster walks or side steps. So this, we're going to need the band to come around your mid calves. So depending on your balance, if you need to sit to position your band, you can. But your band is going to come around kind of like, I've got it a couple inches below my knees, actually, is where it feels the best for me. You're going to come to a slightly bent position, and you're going to be stepping. We're going to alternate back and forth. The monster is because when you have the band around your legs, you kind of look a little Frankenstein-like. We're going to go out right, back in, out left, back in. So remember, anytime we do these motions, you're not coming back feet completely together because your band would drop too most of the time. Unless you have a very tight band. So you're always coming back kind of to hip width distance. So it's going to be out, in, out, in. We're going to do 24 total or 12 on each side. The non-banded version that I would give you is to do a lateral lunge. Okay, so you can just pop this off. You can do it with or without weights, but I would do either alternating or 12 on one side, 12 on the other side, where the leg that's in the middle is straight, the outside leg is bent. So if you don't have this loose band here, or if your band doesn't feel like it's the right tension for this motion, swap it out for lateral lunges. Okay, if you've got your band in your position, we're gonna go for it. 24 steps total, alternating right and left, keeping just that slight bend in the knee. Just back. Leading with the side of your foot. Make sure those knees are still unlocked. .24 total or 12 on each side. Once you reach there, then you can bring your feet back in together. Let that band drop down and off of your legs. You can shake it off. Rest in between. So remember with those like monster steps, to make sure your hip and your knee and your ankle move together. Don't move your toe. Don't move your foot without your knee moving. That's like, looks like this. And then you transfer and then back. Make sure the knee moves with the foot. So if it's easier to think, lead with the outside of your knee than the outside of your foot, sometimes that's a better visual to make sure you're not just doing this dance move here. All right, catch that breath. We're gonna start round two. We've got our front raises first. So remember, bands around your fingers. Make sure your thumb is free. Your thumb points up towards the sky. Starting down by your legs, shoulders are down. We're actively pushing out to the side. Arms come up as high as you can. Don't arch your back. And then release down. 12 total minivan front raise. You so good. Once you reach your 12, your arms can come down. And you can start getting that band in position around your legs. Remember, it's okay if you need to sit to get there, that's fine. Getting in and out of position is not part of the exercise, even though it might feel like it. So do what you need to do to get there. All right, once you are there though, remember hip width distance, unlock the knees, think about leading with the outside of that knee, 24 steps total or 12 each side. Ooh, 24, once you reach your 24, you can bring your feet back together. Carefully come out of that band without falling, tripping. And take our last little break here before we do our last set through. All righty. Getting ready for last set. So band wrapped around those fingers. Thumbs are pointed up. Roll the shoulders down to start. Feet hip width distance, knees are unlocked. Squeezing the glutes, not arching your back. And we're gonna go last set 12. Pushing out to the side as the arms come up. Twelve total. Once you reach 12, we're getting ready. Last set through. These side step, monster walk steps. Get that band a couple inches below your knee. Find those feet in that hip width distance. Unlock your knees, set your hips back slightly, and then leading with the outside of your knee, side step. Last one. Keep breathing. Whew, 24 total, 12 aside. Once you reach the end, and relax. Take that band off, set it off to the side. Catch your breath, grab some water. And we'll get ready to move into our stretches. And this tonight, take your time if you want to grab your chair. Get it over and in position. All right, if you guys are ready, let's extend our right leg out. Heel is down, toe is up, leaning forward, flat back. Feeling up, stretched. And then switching sides, let's bring our right leg in, extend our left leg out, heel down, toe up. And then left leg coming in, let's bring our right leg up above, crossing over, opening up our hip, ankle above your knee. Right hip opens up to the side. You can lean forward a little bit if you want a deeper stretch, go ahead, do it. And then coming up, let's add that twist. I didn't forget tonight. Hand outside of the knee, reaching behind your chair, looking over that back shoulder. Slight spinal twist. Take a breath here. And back to center. Untwisting right leg, left leg comes up. Crossing over, opening up that hip first. Letting that knee fall to the side. If you want a deeper stretch, lean forward a little bit. And then hand outside of the knee. Just add that twist on, twisting from the base of your spine, looking over the back shoulder. And And then back through center, untwist that leg. Shake those legs out. All right, let's move to our upper body, taking that right arm, cross it over your chest. Pull that shoulder in. I'm gonna twist a little bit here, you can too. Get a little upper back twist. And then let's switch sides. Left arm across the body, hug that shoulder in. Same thing, if you want a little upper back twist, go for it. And then back through center, release both arms. Let's bring them behind our back, clasp those fingers together. Pull those shoulders down first, and then if you want to pull those hands away from your back, shoulder blades coming close together, shoulders pulling away from your ears. Dropping that right ear back down to the shoulder. And then switching sides, left ear, left shoulder. And then dropping that chin down to the chest. If you want to move your head, shake it now. Feel free. Whatever feels good. And then finally releasing those hands, letting them come forward. Do the opposite. We're going to round the upper back now, pressing those shoulder blades apart, pushing those shoulders forward, extending those arms. And then sitting up tall, let's bring both arms up, overhead reach to the ceiling. And then let's pull over to our right side, opening up the left side of our body. Breathe. And back to center for 10 if you need to. Let's reach over to the left side, opening up our right side. And then back to center, big inhale up to the sky. And exhale everything out and down. Shake out those shoulders one more time. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging, as always.